So let's go to the case of Pizza Hut Philippines Incorporated. Conjusta versus PPI. PPI is Pit, uh, Philippine Pizza Incorporated. Philippine Pizza Incorporated. Uh, ang this involved a case of whether we can uh, apply the rule on stare decisis. Ano yung stare decisis? Stare decisis, kung meron ng decision dati sa isang issue na to, ang Supreme Court, then yung decision na yon dapat i-apply natin dun sa issue involving the same parties. In this case, Pizza Hut or PPI has engaged their services of a manpower agency. The manpower agency is the Consolidated Building Maintenance Incorporated, CBMI. Ngayon, in two cases before this case, in the two cases before this case that was penned by Justice Mario Lopez, CBMI as the manpower agency of Pizza Hut was already declared by the Supreme Court as a legitimate job contractor. They were not declared as a labor-only contractor. A legitimate job contractor is a legal entity while a labor-only contractor is an illegal entity. Ngayon, ito yung naging issue dito dahil previously there was already a declaration by the Supreme Court that CBMI is already declared a legitimate job contractor. In this case of Conjusta, pwede bang sabihin na i-apply natin yung rule ng stare decisis since there was already a prior declaration that CBMI is a legitimate job contractor, dapat dito sa kasong to, idideklara na rin silang legitimate job contractor. So, the fact of the case are as follows. Pizza Hut or Pizza Hut hired Conjusta as a messenger in 2002. So later on, Conjusta was transferred to CBMI. So 14 years na nagtatrabaho si Conjusta sa Pizza Hut and then tinransfer sa CBMI kasi nagkaroon nga ng engagement ng Pizza Hut ng isang manpower agency. So, but still, despite the fact that he was transferred to CBMI, si Conjusta continued to be Pizza Hut's messenger in his accounting department along with other core workers. Ngayon, nung hindi na nagtuloy yung engagement ni CBMI at saka ni Pizza Hut, tinanggal na si Conjusta. Tapos na yung service agreement ni CBMI at saka ni Pizza Hut. So tinanggal na si Conjusta. So of course, nung nagdemanda si Conjusta against Pizza Hut ng illegal dismissal, ang depensa ni Pizza Hut is walang employer-employer relationship tayo, hindi kita empleyado, empleyado ka nung manpower agency ko na CBMI. At kumampi tong si BMI sa Pizza Hut nang sinabi niya, oo nga, hindi nga empleyado yan ng Pizza Hut, empleyado ko yan. Kaya lang nung natapos yung kontrata namin ni Pizza Hut, I have to place him on a floating status. So yun ang naging pagkampi ni CBMI sa Pizza Hut. So ano ang ruling ng labor arbiter? Ang sabi ng labor arbiter, ni-rule niya muna kung legitimate job contractor o labor only contractor si CBMI. Sabi niya si CBMI merong registration sa Security Exchange Commission, si CBMI merong company profile, si CGMI merong contract of service kay Pizza Hut, si CBMI merong certificate of registration before the DOLE under DO 18A. Therefore, at si CBMI merong audited financial statement na nagsasabing merong siyang substantial capital or investment. Sabi na ni Labor Arbiter, si CBMI is a legitimate job contractor. Ngayon, dun naman sa issue kung sino ang employer ni Conjusta, ang sabi ni Labor Arbiter, although CBMI is a legitimate job contractor, ang ruling ko, ang decision ko, ang employer ni Conjusta hindi si CBMI kung hindi si Pizza Hut. Bakit? Ang ruling ni Labor Arbiter is based on the fact that Conjusta was working directly with Pizza Hut for 14 years, performing tasks which are usually necessary or desirable to Pizza Hut's main business as a messenger. Sabi ni Arbiter, doon siya nagtatrabaho sa Pizza Hut eh. Maski na merong nagpe-pain na employer niya na manpower agency, the fact that he's working within Pizza Hut as a messenger for 14 years, employer siya, ang employer niya si Pizza Hut. So inakyat ni Pizza Hut yung kaso sa NLRC. So again, nagkaroon rin ng discussion kung si CBMI is a legitimate job contractor or is only a labor only contractor. Nabago ngayon ang decision ni NLRC. Sabi niya, no, I do not agree with the labor arbiter that CBMI is a legitimate job contractor. CBMI is a labor only contractor. Ang sabi ni NLRC, okay, may mga documentation, merong substantial capital kuno, but there is no proof, there is no showing that CBMI carries an independent business or undertake the performance of its service contract according to its own manner and method, free from the control and supervision of the Pizza Hut. Sabi ni NLRC ganito, ikaw si BMI, wala ka namang independent na business eh. Hindi ka naman independent sa sa Pizza Hut. Parang ang findings ni NLRC, isa nga lang ang kliyente mo, Pizza Hut lang eh. Oo. And yung mga tao mo, ang nagtatrabaho, yung mga tao mang CBMI, nagtatrabaho sa Pizza Hut, hindi naman ang CBMI ang nagko-control o nagsusupervise ng mga tao na nagtatrabaho sa Pizza Hut. Yung control and supervision of all employees allegedly deployed by CMI to Pizza Hut, ang nagko-control at ang nagsusupervise pa rin Pizza Hut. So sabi niya, I do not agree, sabi ng NLRC, I do not agree with the CBMI's claim that they are a legitimate job contractor. The fact that they are not carrying out an independent business, the fact that the employees are being controlled and supervised by Pizza Hut, sabi niya, no, I do not agree. You are not a legitimate job contractor. You are a labor-only contractor. So what is the result? If there's a finding that the manpower agency is a labor-only contractor, the result is that the employer is Pizza Hut. So since the employer is Pizza Hut, merong illegal dismissal na nangyari. So umakyat yung kaso, inakyat ng Pizza Hut yung kaso sa Court of Appeals. Okay. Dito na nag-a-apply, dito na lumabas yung isyong ng stare decisis. Sa Court of Appeals, nilabas ng Pizza Hut at saka ng CBMI yung decision ng Supreme Court dun sa CBMI versus Asprec. Sa CBMI versus Asprec, sinabi ng Supreme Court that CBMI is a legitimate job contractor. And in other case, yung Cayetano, in another case, yung Pizza Hut o PPI versus Cayetano, sinabi rin dun sa kasong yon na ang CBMI is a legitimate job contractor. So, on this premise, sabi ng Court of Appeals, because there was already a declaration from the Supreme Court on two cases questioning the legitimacy of CBMI as a legitimate job contractor. And in these two cases, it was already ruled by the Supreme Court that CBMI is indeed a legitimate job contractor. Then we have to declare CBMI as a legitimate job contractor following the doctrine of stare decisis. So ito yung mga discussions ni Justice Lopez, and para lang to prepare you in the eventuality na magkaroon ng questions in the bar about labor-only contracting, i-discuss natin ngayon. Sabi ng Supreme Court, in this case penned by Justice Lopez, labor contracting or outsourcing of service is not totally prohibited in our jurisdiction, provided it is under the following circumstances. The contractor must be registered in accordance with the rules. Number one, dapat may registration sa SEC and sa DOLE. Carries a distinct and independent business. Carries a distinct and independent business. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang iisa yung kliyente niya. Meron talaga siyang sariling negosyo. Hindi nag-uupisi na siya sa ibang lugar, meron siya ibang mga kliyente, hindi yung isang manpower agency na pinutap lang ng kumpanya at yung kumpanya lang na yon ang kliyente ng manpower agency. It goes to shows that this agency is not carrying out a distinct and independent business and undertake to perform jobs, work or service on its own responsibility according to its manner and method. And yung mga trabahador ng manpower agency, sabi ni Justice Lopez, must do the responsibility according to the manner and method of the manpower agency. In other words, ang nagko-control do sa pagtatrabaho ng mga empleyado is yung manpower agency, hindi yung principal. Free from the control and direction of the principal in all matters connected with the performance of the work except in the results thereof. So yun, yung registration, independent business, and third, dapat yung control, pag-control dun sa mga trabahador, must be under the agency. Okay. Ano pa? The manpower agency must have substantial capital or investment. And ngayon it's actually substantial capital investment is I think it's 5 million and under DO 174. Dati itong under DO 18A 3 million and in-increase yan ng 5 million. And the service agreement ensures compliance with all the rights and benefits under the labor law. And para hindi ka maging labor-only contractor, yung service agreement mo, kung ikaw yung manpower agency, yung service agreement mo with the principal must ensure that all the benefits under the law must be afforded the employees. Yun ang sinabi ni Justice Lopez. And dinefine rin ni Justice Lopez yung ano yung labor-only contracting. According to him, labor-only contracting where the person supplying workers to an employer does not have substantial capital or investment in the forms of tools, equipment, machineries, work premises, among others, So dinagdagan na ni Justice Lopez kung ano yung requirement do sa sinabi natin sa taas. So dapat daw meron kang substantial capital, meron kang mga tools, meron kang mga equipments, meron kang mga machineries, meron kang sariling work premises, meron kang sariling opisina, meron kang sariling factory, among others. And the workers recruited and placed by such person are performing activities which are directly related to the principal business of such employer. So, nagdala ka ng mga trabahador doon, ginagawa ng mga trabahador doon, yung mga uh, uh, works that are directly related to your principal business. So kung halimbawang example, I'm a manpower agency, janitorial. Tagalinis lang ako, naglilinis lang ako. So yun lang ang ginagawa ko. Marami akong mga marami akong kliyente at meron akong mga tools, meron akong mga equipments, meron akong sariling opisina, meron akong sariling barracks, meron akong sariling warehouse, and nagde-deploy ako ng mga tao dun para maglinis lang. So that is a legitimate job contractor. Kung wala kang sariling tools and equipments, machineries, work premises, and kung ang ginagawa nung na trabaho nung mga empleyado mo na dineploy mo doon sa iyong principal is not related to your business. In my case, in the case that I've stated, janitorial. Pagdating doon, hindi janitorial ang trabaho, mesengerial. So that means labor-only contractor ka. Hindi ka legitimate job contractor. So, again, inulit ni the contractor or subcontractor does not have substantial investment which relates to job, work, or service to be performed by the employee, recruited, supplied, or placed by such. So, yun. Inulit lang, the contractor does not exercise the right to control over the performance of the work of the contractual employee. So, ikaw na manpower agency, dapat ikaw yung kumokontrol as to the means and methods. Ikaw yung nagsusupervise dun sa mga empleyado mo na dineploy mo dun sa agency. So, sinummarize ni Justice Lopez on how to determine whether an employee is a legitimate job contractor or a labor-only contractor. So, I'd like you to take note of this. Again, the examiners has a tendency to patronize the chairman of the bar exam. So, kaya natin dinidiscuss lentily itong mga kaso ni Justice Lopez. Sabi niya, the following must be considered in determining whether a company is a legitimate job contractor or is engaged only in a labor-only contracting. First, registration with the government agency, SEC DO17 Proxadole. Second, existence of substantial capital or investment, which is 5 million pesos. Third, service agreement that ensures compliance with all rights and benefits under the labor law. So yung service agreement ni principal at saka ni manpower agency dapat nandun lahat. Minimum wage, overtime pay, holiday pay, special day pay, SILP 13 month, dapat nandun lahat. Fourth, the nature of the activities performed by the employees, example, if they are usually necessary or desirable to the operation of the principal's company or directly related to the main business of the company of the principal within a definite period, kailangan nakalagay rin doon sa service agreement kung ano yung task o ano yung activities ng mga empleyado na i-deploy ni manpower agency doon sa principal. Nakalagay yung kung ano yung nature of activity o yung task o nature of responsibility o yung nature ng trabaho. And fifth, the right of the exercise of the right of control to the performance of the employee's work The right of control to the performance of the employee's work must still be with the manpower agency and not with the principal. So, meron akong mga manpower agency na ako yung mga kliyente. I always tell them, unang-una, dapat kung janitorial services kayo, yung sabon, yung balde, yung walis, yung bunot, di ba? Lahat ng cleaning material dapat kayo may-ari. Pangalawa, dapat meron kayong supervisor doon sa kumpanya kung saan nyo dineploy. Because the supervisor, your supervisor, will be the one to prove that you are exercising control on the employees you have deployed. Sasabihin sa akin, sir, syempre pagdating naman ho doon, ang nasusunod naman ho talaga doon, yung manager ng mga kliyente namin. Okay, sabi ko, okay na masunod yung mga manager ng kliyente. Pero ang dapat, yung manager, pag magbibigay sila ng instruction o order, magbibigay sila ng instruction o order sa supervisor nyo, supervisor ng agency. And then yung supervisor ng agency ang magbibigay ng instruction dun sa mga tao. So, with that, the control is with the manpower agency. Kasi ito nga ito na nga yung pinag-uusapan na dito Yung fifth element, who exercise control over the employees. Kasi kung ang nag-exercise ng control, just like what happened to Pizza Hut, messenger siya, naka-employ kuno siya sa CBMI, pero messenger siya, nagtatrabaho siya dun sa Pizza Hut 14 years. Diba? Sino nag-uutos sa kanya? Sino nagbibigay sa kanya ng instructions? Yung mga tao sa Pizza Hut, sabi ng hindi pwede yan. And to answer the question whether we can apply the rule on stare decisis, dahil ba sinabi na ng sa ibang kaso na ang CBMI ay legitimate job of contractor as it is, i-apply na rin natin dito yung decision doon? Hindi. Kasi pwedeng itong element na to, itong 5 binanggit natin, ay nasatisfy in that case, pero pwedeng hindi na-apply, hindi na-satisfy in the case of conjusta. And in this case, apparently, hindi nga na-apply. So kung itong 5 elements na to, hindi na-apply dito, regardless of the fact that there was already a pronouncement in some other cases that CBMI is a legitimate job contractor, we will not follow the rule on stare decisis. Or specifically, the principle of stare decisis cannot be applied in determining whether one is engaged in the permissible job contracting or otherwise, since such characterization should be based on the distinct features of the relationship between the parties and the totality of the facts and the attendant circumstances of each case, measured against the terms and criteria set by the statute. So said the Supreme Court, speaking to Justice Lopez, specifically, while the Asprec case and the Cayetani case also involved Pizza Hut and CBMI, the nature of work and treatment of employment of employees in those cases may be different from the conjustas. Hence, an independent determination of conjustas case is necessary, which was aptly undertaken by NLRC in this case. So to recap, ang pagdidetermine kung labor-only contractor o legitimate contractor ang kumpanya must be on a case-to-case basis. And in this case, sabi ng Supreme Court, CBMI failed to prove that they have complied with the 5 requirements that we have mentioned on whether a company is a legitimate or a labor-only contractor. So again, medyo mahaba itong discussion. I surmise that it's very possible that there can be a question in the bar on this. So, aside from the seaman, concentrate on labor-only contracting, on the rules on labor-only contracting.